Hey YouTube, Kira Twig here, bringing you all an update to my Destiny Hero Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile for post the October 2022 ban list. I always love whenever we get cards for the Destiny Hero deck or the Phantom Knight deck off of the ban list. It definitely does make me want to do a deck profile update for the deck as soon as possible, and since Fusion Destiny is now back at 3, we have a powerhouse added back to the Destiny Hero deck. This will be mostly a pure Destiny Hero deck with a little bit of the Hero engine, since they've been made more readily available with the Ghosts from the Past set, and also with the reprint of Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer now made available in the latest Megatin. It's a lot more easier for people to build this version altogether for consistency for the Dark Attribute hero monsters that you can run for this deck altogether to add to the engine. So let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. We'll go ahead and start off with the main deck. Since this is more of a pure go-to combo for the Destiny Hero deck, I am running one copy of Destiny Hero Dogma and one copy of Destiny Hero Plasma. Now, not only can you use these cards to go into one of your bigger boss fusion monsters, being Destiny and Dragoon, Plasma also works with some of the other spells we're running in this deck for setup, and just being able to special summon it by tributing 3 monsters and making it so your opponent cannot activate monster effects makes it so you have a pretty big powerhouse here, and an even stronger one with Destiny Hero Dogma having 3,400 attack, being able to half your opponent's life points, and then just being able to special summon from your hand by tributing 3 monsters, just like Destiny Hero Plasma. One of for each of them, though. That's really all you need for these cards, and they're set up to be added to your hand or even just sent for their own fusion plays. I also run 2 Destiny Hero Malicious. This is one card that still remains on the ban list, but still, I would say, justified. It was a very, very broken card. Having your playstyle, and you do have another card in the deck that can recycle this card, makes it so you at least have this option to work with in this card in the deck. Being able to banish it from the graveyard to special summon another Malicious from your deck onto the field just gives you that resource, and you're able to send it as the requirements for one of the cards needed for Destiny Hero Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer off of Fusion Destiny, being the level 6 or higher monster you'll use for its fusion summon. I also run 2 copies of Destiny Hero Celestial. There aren't really any 3-ofs for the Destiny Heroes that we run in this deck. The lower numbers for them definitely do work, since they can easily be sent to the graveyard with other cards. Destiny Hero Celestial can be another potential card to send for Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer, because it can be a draw power setup later on that you can use to banish from your hand, and also being able to destroy face-up spell cards when it attacks and burn your opponent for 500 damage. For some of the lower numbers for the Destiny Hero monsters, I also run 1 Destiny Hero Decider. Decider can also recycle hero monsters once per duel when you normal or special summon this card onto the field. And level 6 or higher monsters your opponent control cannot target this card for attack, so it's more of a wall to sit on against your opponent if they're going for more of a powerhouse synchro kind of deck or a high-level monster, being able to not hit over Destiny Hero Decider. I also run 1 Destiny Hero Denier. With this card, this is the card you use to not only special summon from the graveyard, but also being able to recycle your Malicious by placing a banished one back on the top of your deck. So then if you have that second Malicious in the graveyard, you can reuse it again for its own banish. Also, 1 Destiny Hero Dasher. This could be another card that can be sent for Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer and giving you a special summon of a monster when you draw it during your draw phase once per duel. And 1 Destiny Hero Disc Commander. Another send option, but still being able to send it to the graveyard off of cards like Destiny Draw is another play I really do like to use with this card. And also just being able to special summon it through other means, which we'll get to when I go over the spells for that play and also for that setup. I also run 1 Destiny Hero Dark Angel for more of the spell shutdown of your opponents by having plenty of different hero monsters in your graveyard as well. And lastly, the 1 Destiny Hero Dynatag. I know we run a lot of 1-ofs for the Destiny Heroes, but setting them up in the graveyard for their play is a lot of the playstyle you'll rely on, and even more consistently since we now have 3 Fusion Destinies once again in the deck. For the other hero engines that I run, I also run the 3 Vision Hero Forests. Now, this was definitely a pricey card at one point, but like I said, it was reprinted in the Ghost from the Past 2 set. You can discard 1 other hero monster to special summon this card from your hand. If it's normal or special summon, you can place 1 Vision Hero monster from your deck, except for Ferris, in your spell and trap zone as a face-up continuous trap. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn, except for hero monsters. You can only use each effect of Vision Hero Ferris once per turn. So the card you want to go for is Vision Hero Increase. increase, because then you could distribute another hero monster to special summon increase onto the field, and then special summon one vision hero monster from your deck, which then you only, like I said, need the one increase, because once you get this combo set off, you have your special summon into your next vision hero, which is vision hero Vion, because when Vion is special or normal summon, you can send one hero monster from your deck to the graveyard. With this play, you have more of a search, depending on what you send and set up in the graveyard, but then also being able to banish a hero monster from your graveyard to add a polymerization gives you access to one of your fusion spells that you'll use in the deck. With the last of the hero lineup just being one elemental hero, Shadow Mist, for the send option with this card, or even if it's special summon, being able to add one change quick play spell sets you up for a masked hero play, which you can rely on for shutting down some of your opponent's plays in this deck. And I do like to run it since it is a dark attribute monster, so it works pretty well with some of the other Destiny heroes also. And then the last monster I run for the main monster are the 3 Ash Blossom Hand Trap of Choice, just being able to shut down your opponent's plays. You can rely a lot with just one of cards in this, so if you have a hand trap lineup in this deck, it really doesn't take much away for you to use against your opponent. That is it for the main deck monsters. We'll now move on to the spells back at 3. I love that, you know, we can have a full power deck again for the Destiny heroes. This card was definitely used a lot in a bunch of other decks, but they hit Vert Anaconda, so we can once again use this without any fear for the Destiny hero deck. You fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck that has a Destiny hero monster as material, using monsters from your hand or deck as fusion material, but destroyed during the end phase of the next turn. Also, for the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters except for dark hero monsters. Really not much of a lockdown in the deck, but Fusion Destiny definitely does help for that setup. And getting out Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer, which this card will most of the time destroy itself, and then you can just special summon it back onto the field, isn't a fear for the destruction play that Fusion Destiny will have, and then just set up more of your own hero cards in your graveyard for you to utilize. I also run 3 Destiny draw. It's just draw power, not being a once per turn, just discarding one Destiny hero card to draw 2 cards. So then you have your play for all of the one of Destiny hero monsters, setting it up in the graveyard to then get a draw 2 into potentially what could be a better card for you to use in your hand. I also run 1 D-Force. This is the Searcher. When it's activated, to add a Destiny hero plasma from your deck or graveyard to your hand. And while you control a Destiny hero plasma, apply the following effects. You cannot draw during the draw phase, and your opponent cannot target cards you control with card effects for your cards. And also, your plasma gains 100 attack for each monster in the graveyard, and it cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, making it more of a powerhouse and difficult card to get over for your opponents, and you're making even more stronger before it's even taken a card of your opponents, and also being able to make a second attack during each battle phase. So even if you send plasma to the graveyard with cards like Fusion Destiny, you can at least add back to your hand to or use with cards like D-Force. I also run 1 Over Destiny. You run a wide variety of levels for the Destiny hero monsters, so just being able to target one in your graveyard and special summon one Destiny monster from your deck whose level is less than or equal to half of that target's level gives you more of a play setup for some of these cards. You have the option with your level 6 Destiny hero Malicious or your Destiny hero Dasher for that target, and then special summoning a level 3, which the level 3 target in this deck will be your Destiny hero Denier. A very fun play to use there for sure. Or then even going for the level 8 option with your Destiny hero Dogma to then special summon out cards like Destiny hero Celestial or Destiny hero Decider using this card. I also run the 1 mass change for the Destiny hero or the masked hero Dark Law special summon onto the field to take away your opponent's graveyard. The 1 polymerization for the search off of Vision hero Vion, and also the 1 call by the grave to shut down your opponent's own graveyard plays or their hand traps to stop you, and 1 Monster Reborn for special summoning back your resources onto the field, 1 Foolish Burial for more graveyard setup along with Fusion Destiny, and 1 Reinforcements of the Army. Just like the Destiny hero lineup, we do have a pretty big 1-of count for the spells, but they all work very, very well for your setup, whether it be for your search, graveyard setup, special summon, you name it. All these 1-ofs will definitely pop up and come in handy, even if you just open up all of them in your hand to begin with. And that is it for the spells. We'll now move on to the traps. For the trap lineup, our only trap is Infinite Impermanence along with Ash Blossom, just another hand trap to use in the deck. If your opponent does go first, you have the chance of drawing into Ash Blossom and Infinite Impermanence to stop any of the monster effects or searches your opponent may try to use against you. And that is it for the main deck. We'll now move on to the extra deck for the Destiny Hero Fusion monsters, which do take up a big part of the deck. I am running 2 Destiny Hero Destroyer Phoenix Enforcers. Once again, graveyard setup, but this is a boss monster, also being able to lower your opponent's monster's attack, also being able to destroy a card on the field, not targeting, and then just revive itself. If it gets destroyed, you have a card that you definitely do want to run 2 of, because there may be cards like Call by the Grave or just another banish that your opponent may try to use, and then at least you have another backup Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer to go into, which unlike other decks that just use the Fusion Destiny as an engine, if you send the first couple cards to the graveyard, like let's say with the first one you send Dasher and then Celestial, you have the second options to go for, including just using Malicious and then one other Destiny Hero monster in the graveyard to get out the second Destiny Hero Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. And I also run the 1 Destiny End Dragoon, another card that can be summoned off of Fusion Destiny, since this card just specifies having a Destiny Hero monster as material. So then you can send your Plasma and your Dogma to the graveyard with this card to then get out this Fusion monster, pretty big boss monster as well, while still being able to set up cards like Plasma to get back from your graveyard back into your hand later on in the duel with cards like D-Force, so you don't have to draw into it, and then using cards like Destiny Draw to hopefully just draw it into your hand anyway. I also run the 1 Destiny Hero Dangerous for more graveyard setup and attack boosting power, being also more of a generic card to get out with cards like Polymerization, just needing a Destiny Hero monster and 1 Dark Effect monster. 1 Dystopia and 1 Dustopia for the attack changing options and destruction and bigger boss monster plays in the deck, along with Destiny Hero Dominance, needing 3 Destiny Hero monsters and more graveyard setup and search. And also 1 Elemental Hero Escuridao for the Dark attribute for an Elemental Hero monster, using it with your Shadow Mist and 1 other Dark monster. And lastly, for the Fusion monsters, the 1 Masked Hero Darklaw for the mass change play and graveyard shutdown of your opponents. And then for the Link monsters, I run 2 Extra Hero Cross Crusader. With this card, you just need 2 warrior monsters to summon it out. It gives you a special summon and a search from your graveyard when it's link summoned to target 1 Destiny Hero monster in your graveyard and special summon it. And then just being able to tribute 1 to add 1 hero monster with a different name from your deck to your hand. So great search there. I also run the 1 Wonder Driver for the Mass Change setup search, and it works with the 1 of Shadow Mist and Mass Change setup in your deck that you use also. The Dread Decimator for the hero boost and piercing options for your monsters. And then the rest of the Link monsters that I run, just 1 Isolde for Warrior Search and 1 Wee Witch's Apprentice for the Dark attribute boost and recycle with your graveyard. You get locked into heroes sometimes, but these cards are readily available and useful when you can get around those card plays and search into them. As for some of the go-to plays in the deck, for the Fusion Destiny, it's really great to have it back because it's even just activating this 1 card. Depending on what you send to the graveyard, you can send Destiny Hero Malicious if you want to go for more of the play setup. And let's say the 1 Destiny Hero Celestial, you can then go for your Destiny Hero Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer, having this boss monster on the field to begin with. You can then activate Malicious in the graveyard, banishing it to get another search. So then when your deck, you'll get another Malicious onto the field. With this play, you have your 2 monsters set up, and if you don't want to use your Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer obviously as the resource, and you want to leave it on the field to be able to destroy 1 of your opponent's cards, you can go for another normal summon of 1 of your heroes, or even the discard costs for cards like Vision Hero Ferris in your hand. You can even just summon out your Destiny Hero Decider, because then with that, you can activate it to then search out a hero from your graveyard back into your hand at the end of the turn, going for a Link to play. So make sure you summon Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer in the main monster zone, so you can go for the Link search. With this card, you have the option then to go for your Extra Hero Cross Crusader. When it's Link summon, targeting a Destiny Hero monster in your graveyard, so you special summon Malicious back onto the field, and then the tribute of a Destiny Hero to add 1 hero monster with a different name from your deck to your hand. So even if you didn't add Ferris or have it to begin with, this search can help with that, and then you'll just need 1 other hero monster in your hand to discard off to the graveyard to special summon Ferris, and then give you the play for your Vision Hero Increase on the field, summoning out that card. And then after skipping a step there, you'll have it in the spell trap. You'll tribute the Ferris, special summoning Increase, and with that, you get your Vion on the field. With that, another hero search and send to the graveyard, banishing 1 of them to add your Polymerization to your hand. And then you can go from there with the Fusion play, using Polymerization to fuse, let's say, your 2 Vision Hero monsters, using an extra deck monster resource to go into them. And with that, you have your Fusion play or you can even use the other additional hero you may have in your hand to go for, but still having the Destiny hero search with those 2 fusion monsters giving you that polymerization. Can either use the polymerization for that play, or you can use the resource once again for the special summon of your fusion, or going into a higher link monster using Cross Crusader, and having the option to then give your Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer piercing on the field also. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed. Like I said, I'm very happy with the updates we're doing for all of the Banlist cards, and I was definitely excited for the Fusion Destiny setup as well, and I hope you all enjoyed it also. And as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.